be there with you.
Welcome everybody. Hopefully you are having an absolutely amazing, wonderful, fantastic, tubular day. Evening, wherever you're from. I hope it's wonderful. And today we're going to be streaming, discussing, talking about the brand new heroes that just came out today and what they're doing, what's going on with that. So we will be doing that. Here, let me check something real quick. I think it's been doing this weird thing. Okay, never mind. You're good. So we're going to be discussing the brand new heroes, talking about how they could potentially be working out in the future. It's pretty awesome. Very interesting. They released them. So, going to be a pretty chill stream. Nothing too crazy, nothing too wild. But it's me, so it'll probably end up being wild. Anyways, so yeah. How was the weekend? You guys excited for Father's Day? Do you guys celebrate Father's Day? And let's get music going here. Perfect. What's up, new cursor? How are you? Stacy, how's it going? Anchorees and anchorettes. Artemo, Morel is a faster version of Asarnia. Pretty good observation. What's up, Paul? Paulescu, how are you? And you guys are gonna have to forgive me. I'm gonna be eating fruit. Hopefully good. Can you guys see this? I messed it up a little bit. Hold on. Look at the green. The grapes. That's so weird.
It's green.
Oh, it looks like weird. The kiwis.
Super weird, and the kiwis.
This does not look appealing at all. That's so funny. It's like green grapes and green kiwis. So it looks weird. What's up, Zebex? How are you doing? Happy Father's Day to you. I know it's coming up right around the corner. What's up, Zebex? How you doing, buddy? Stay for. You having a beer? Nice, and a cursor. Gorgeous Shani, right? She's chilling.
Hey, Stacy. How you doing?
That was rude. All right, bro. What's up, King? Is that 3 purple diamonds? You just pulled Goro? Oh, Gargamel? Gargamel. Nice. Good for you, man. I'll have the hero breakdown out for him. Within the next couple weeks. Which, let me tell you, Zevix is about to be super, super happy. Because I'm pretty sure we finally found a way to make sure that we got the hero cards right. You can actually thank Miss Shani for that. Alright, that's cool. You're just gonna dodge out of the way. That's cool too. How many more turns you got? Oh. Aren't you tired of living on the outside? Cool, Gramps is coming. This guy needs to chill it on his Season 3 heroes. They're actually good. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate losing to you. Alright, we're going to leave just in case. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. You got Hannah today. What do I think about her? You know I have to wait a little while. Yeah, pretty much, Marcin. Yeah, we're going to talk about it for sure. Absolutely. What's up, new cursor? What we were. Oh, I can do this, can't I? No. What's that?
Is that the screen you have? He hasn't moved from that screen.
What do you mean it hasn't moved from last time? Oh, it's frozen.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I was like, he's really given a lot of thought about the team he's gonna take.
Let me try and... Alright, that fixed. Yeah, screen is locked. That was weird.
It's been like
That's
that
weird.
for at least 4 minutes, I think.
Wasn't?
What?
Where were you?
I just really thought you were very focused.
Very
on
focused
picking
on
the
what
right
it was I
thing.
was doing.
Yeah. I don't know.
Alright, you can go ahead and go off. Can't fall down.
Hey Hey Sevex. Everything good, Stacy. Just came back from a small trip. It was fun. Thank you, Nikusa.
Nikusa, yeah.
Okay. For letting us know.
What's up, Derek? How are you doing, buddy? I was just thinking about you, too. We gotta figure out how we're gonna do this stream. How do you guys feel about getting Derek into some drag makeup? Wish on you, girl. Is it ever gonna be what I'm all for? Appreciate it, Nikusa. I know, giving a lot of thought to his heroes, right? I was really, really in depth.
If you're not willing to put the makeup on, do not push Derek into it.
If I'm not? I'm not getting dressed up in drag.
Then why are you throwing Derek into that challenge?
Because Derek needs to get over 1,000 subscribers.
Okay.
Shoot. You think I'm getting dressed up in drag? You are on some other level. I think you're into some kinky stuff you haven't told me about yet. We will remember. So what do you guys think about getting Derek dressed up in drag?
Wanna ask his wife?
Yeah, I know, Zevex. I decided to just not post it. Well, that was rude. Oh, now my game froze. Oh. I don't know why it's being weird. Why are you doing this? Why is it freezing? I've never seen it freeze like this before. It's really weird. Before that was my, what's it called?
Oh yeah, it's lagging.
Yeah, I don't know why it's lagging. It's on my actual phone. Hold on a second. It's weird. My phone isn't hot too.
Closing everything?
What?
Closing all apps?
Yeah, there's no apps open.
Okay. Just restart the apps. Not the game.
That's weird. Okay. 1,000k subs, Derek and Drag. My wife does makeup, so I'm sure you'll look amazing. Yep. Never seen it freeze like that either. Yeah, it was really weird. There's a new update going on. Maybe that's it? That seems weird though. Let's all go. Pretty please give the beautiful Anita and baby Wyatt my love. Miss y'all. Maybe because of that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's like freezing right now. That's so weird. Oh, you have the same problem right now? It's laggy? Beautiful. I mean, perfect time for it to be happening is when I'm streaming.
To me when you're done. Plan to start a family with someone. Am I an option or for fun? Baby, tell me now before I run
about us. Burden's gonna go off a third time? That's cool. Destroyed by single hitters. Thanks, Burden. Rip. Alright, I'll have to make that decision tomorrow. Alright, oh, really? What's up, what's up, Ed North? How are you doing, buddy? Laggy right now. Okay, cool. Alright, seeing that as well, Alliance member had to reinstall the game to get in this morning? Oh, interesting. Oh, cool. See you, Stacy. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. Just pulled Morel. Nice, Jared. Good for you, man. Marcin, thanks. We should just put that on a timer, babe. All of those. Probably 15 minutes, 20 minutes is fine.
Yeah, I'll set it up today. At least they're working.
What's that?
At least they are working.
Darrigan Drag. I can't wait to stream that. It's gonna be so much fun. We gotta put like a challenge to it or something. It's like, please don't kill my guy. So what do you guys think of the new heroes? Oops. Oh, cool.
Wow. It's very laggy, huh?
Yep.
Well, you know what? I'm happy it happened in stream until the guys are telling you, because you would be very mad at your phone right now.
I'm used to stuff not working the way that it's supposed to work. It's an acquired skill being a streamer.
At least you know it's not the phone.
I can't wait to get my half an energy refill for the laggy stream. They won't even give us a full energy refill. Is that a 2000 hit on a Titan? That was cool. Pretty trash boards, I'll tell you that. Alright, so Zevik says, Hannah's alright. Morel not completely sold on in terms of defense. Hope Hannah is great. How Elizabeth is. Hey, Gar, what's up, God Servant? How are you, buddy? Looking forward to my analysis. Definitely, bro. No, I don't have any other apps open. Think the new heroes are legit. Told myself I was going to stop spending in the game, though. Let's see how long that lasts. Looks like, yeah. Oh, it completely froze. Cool. It's amazing. Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know why it's doing this so much. Yeah, babe, just do me a favor, just check it, and if you see it like that, just let me know, and I'll let you know if it's me thinking or if it's frozen.
Okay.
What's up, Petrie? How are you? Alright, I gotta show you guys something. Whee! I got Morel today. So we're definitely going to talk about this. I just bought the I bought the $30 deal, and I was like, that's all I'm doing. And I ended up getting her in my pool.
Is it a her?
I think it's a her. We can call it an it, I guess. They called it an it on one of the other ones. Is this a her or hot? A her or him? What's our thoughts, chat? Survey. Is it a guy or a girl? Can you do it?
I need a code. I got your phone.
What, huh?
You got a code. I need it.
I have a code? Where?
On your phone.
Oh. Give me a second, chat. Morel. Is Morel a girl or a guy? According to the form, it's a she? Who says that? That is a good point. Huntress and hunter. I'm with you on that one. Is that from SG that it called her a her? See, the best part about Morel is I have a 100% chance that somebody's going to correct me on calling her the wrong pronoun. Thank you, Priz. I appreciate it. We can move on. Being punished. Sushat listed as Sushat is listed as a huntress. Ooh, good observation, Dalton. I'm thinking Morel is a she, but being a hunter, I guess not. That's just SG being lazy. Hanging out on me, hanging out on for you. Do I want this? Being punished. Can't wait to spend so much resources. I'm definitely going to put Morel on my defense. Actually, Morel fit perfectly for what it was, what I needed. Ooh, there we go. Okay. Guys, let's do the poll. The poll is officially open. Is Morel a boy or a girl? If we get more votes for a boy, then I will throw this at my wife.
Why? What?
If I get more votes for a girl, I'll throw this at my wife. No.
So I lose either or?
Baby, we have to hustle. Hustle for votes. Alright, so is that what you're supposed to do? Alright, so you put exclamation point vote and then girl. Dalton, I think you got to fix up your you got to put an exclamation mark first.
You said boat?
Nick says it's a mushroom. What type of mushroom?
I say it's a girl.
You say it's a girl?
Yeah. I just voted.
Okay.
You can vote. I think you can vote too.
You made the official vote?
Yeah.
Alright.
I say it's a girl.
I gotta figure out where the
There, yeah.
No, I'm saying left.
Oh, the exclamation. It's number 1.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, there you go. So vote.
Taco.
It's not.
It's not a taco?
It's not a taco.
Why is it not a taco?
That's not part of the options.
Vote boy. I hope Streamlabs takes taco as an acceptable answer.
No, because we only have 2 options.
We only have 2?
Yeah.
Jared Samboy.
Girl is winning.
Girls is winning right now?
Yeah.
Morel is non-binary. I know, it's supposed to use they, them pronouns. Yeah, not happening on my part.
Shit. Savex, do not complicate things. I think it's transgender.
It's the daughter or son of Isarnia. I could see that. I think it's transgendered. Maybe SG is trying to be PC. Potentially. I like this voting system. We need to do it more often.
Oh yeah.
Rip. How impatient do I want to be? Alright, let's just go fight this. Oh, it's frozen. Figured it out. Okay.
I'm trying.
This is no bueno, chat. Telly was transgendered? Maybe. Telly Tubby Telly. From the Russian Alliance Aggressive. Oh, what's up? How are you doing, buddy? Alright, this is like the trashiest of trash boards. Kanye worst. That's pretty funny. Alright. Come on, Kanye. It's funny because I can't re-roll right now. Because I don't have the ham to re-roll. Sam Ray says Laetitia looks more like a male than Laetitia. I always thought Alfreik was? No, Alfreaky is not. We really gotta have the episode. Oh, don't kill her. Bro, chill. Bro, chill. Chill, bro. Chill, bro. Chill, chill, chill. Thank you. Go to, oh, not there. Chill, bro. Alright, well, let's see what you bring back. Wasn't too bad. Yeesh. Alright, we definitely gotta kill you first. Don't do it, Mother North. Oh, come on. Bro, can you go after Malausi, please? Chill. Thank you. Malausi. Oh, you're such a jerk. Missed. Amazing. Still missing. That's so beautiful. $608. Bro, chill, bro. Chill. Alright, you got me. That's super annoying. Just pulled, alright, so have you guys seen Ray Jazzle on America's Got Talent? No, I haven't. Just pulled Hannah's second month in a row, pulled a 5-star while listening to Anchor. Well, I appreciate it. I'm glad I can help out, Dalton. We do take a appreciation post in the form of donations here on Anchor's live stream. Any tips on getting mana troops? Keep pulling. Either way, it's hard to tell that it's funny. Gonna be somebody. Oh yeah, that's fine, Zevix. That's fine. I support everybody's right to decide what they want to be, what's important to them. I'm by no means a hater. Somebody wants to identify as a kangaroo, that's on them. I got no judgment. Do you? Woo, look at all those blues. EP always messes with you. You want an enemy to hit somebody else? Yeah, I know, right? Like, literally, Malausi was chilling there with full life the whole time. If a boy, if he was a girl, SU probably would have made her more... Oh, that's a good point, Matt. Shannon Morel is non-binary. Be respectful of their identity. Yeah, you're talking to the wrong people when it comes to that. I'm, full support, you do what you do. That's your deal. No judgment. Where's all your ham? Sorry for crunching in your ear, chat. Life is a battle, not a crime. Hey, can you chill it with the reviving? Thank you, Gert. Oh, game froze. Can't find the poll? You just type it in. We are tracking it.
Yeah. You just don't add the last character she had.
Oh.
The bracket thing.
Yeah, so don't add the bracket. You just type exclamation point your choice and gender.
Let's just eliminate the last character, that's it. And it's counting.
Is it on a timer? Oh.
No, it's there until I close it.
Oh, till you close it.
Mm.
Is Hannah worth using all the coins and gems you currently have in order to chase? We're gonna talk about it.
That sucks. If Morel wants to be masculine, they can be masculine.
If more, yeah, right?
Yeah.
I'm with you. I mean, she, it, them, this is a hunter, so. Did you do a new poll or are you just showing?
I'm showing.
Oh, okay.
This is
Are you trying to get double votes?
It seems like I am. Oh no, it was not. It just counted. It's counting the Stacy's and.
I think she's trying to get double votes over here.
I am showing.
This is how Biden got elected. I gotta watch you at the poll stations.
I'm pretty sure how my current president is going to be elected in my country.
That's
too.
true.
It doesn't count doubles for the same user. Stop being a hater. Now I counted Stacy's and Marla.
Marlora. Alright.
I'll read it in Spanish.
You know what's funny is the best way to say a name is you just say the first thing that comes to your mind and then you own it. Even if it's wrong, you just own it. It's the very first thing that came to your mind and you can always blame it on the fact that you're from America and we're uncultured. So if you can't say the name, first thing that comes to your mind and then you own it.
But I am not from here.
Now you've got to get yourself acclimated. Soon officially. In fact, we got to get you some American flag attire, getting you ready for 4th of July.
What?
Yeah. Can we do another poll? Is it customary to wear flag apparel? You gotta celebrate America.
What about the people that are not from America? 'Cause you got people from everywhere here, which is the greatest thing.
Celebrate America.
America.
Oh, it's frozen. All right, I think we can close the poll. Are we good on the poll?
Yeah, for sure.
Try not to be so bigoted that feels the same, but I think sports should no longer be based off sex, form, and chromosome morph. Support me. Test for the type. Yeah, I don't know, Aaron. It's all a slippery slope. Slippery slope. Alright. I'd appreciate it if you guys died. So this match is going on entirely way too long. Alright, so they say it's a girl. Please don't. I'm so bad at this game. I knew I should have gone that route. Alright, hey Anchor, can you go over QA with game dev that was just released? I'd love to hear my thoughts on it. Yeah, I can probably do that. Sounds like a good idea. Let me pull up the link. Babe, can you try and find that link?
Which one?
The link that he's talking about. So if you Google small giant forms and try and find the QA. I know, Derek goes, that's a touchy topic. Yep. Yep. Unfortunately, with stuff like that, I don't think that there's a quote-unquote right answer, but I think there needs to be a decision made. Oh, you jerk.
Is it this?
Yep, there should be a QA somewhere in there.
Q&A?
Yep. You said it was just released today. Gonna dig a hole like in high like Morris, right? How do you think I feel? What do you want? Right. So 3 turns.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Zevex, can you...
What's this?
Was that posted today?
Looks like it, yeah.
Then probably. 1, 2. Don't go off again. Thank you. Oh, you jerk. You're still up.
What is this one?
Thanks, Bib. I think we got it. Is that it? Whenever something pops up like that in chat, you assume we just pretend you don't see it. So Derek, I mean, a lot of times I'm not afraid to address stuff. I know where I stand. It is what it is. I'm not going to get super in depth about everything, but I respect people. I respect people to make their own decisions, their own choices, have their own ideas, their own identity, do what makes them happy. I'm totally for that. I think where I draw the line is when you force me to feel a certain way. Like, the whole thing of it is like, just because I don't support something doesn't mean that I think it's wrong. If you have an opinion or you have an idea and I think differently than you, it doesn't mean that I'm wrong and you're right. It just means I have a different opinion. All right, this is getting ridiculous. 4 turns left. Gosh, man. Sure, go off again. Oh, now she's at 2. That's funny. Ugh. Come on. All right. Go off. Thank you. All right. Thoughts on Limit Breaker? I'm gonna discuss them when they come out. gosh, sorry guys. I didn't realize that this match is going to take forever.
I've got a wild side, got a child's mind, insecurities and a wall built up a couple miles high.
Rip. Oh. Alright, so I don't have to do that again. Alright. Let's go pull this link up. I agree, even though my opinion is always the right one. Also never made it to number 1 in raids. Oh, it's getting tough. Yeah, it is getting pretty tough. Can you send that link as a text? To kiss our face. Thank you, baby. How'd you send it? Telegram. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna pause the music real quick so I can pay attention. When I'm with her. Alright, I'm just...
Is that the link?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
That's the link, right? Spring 21? That's weird. They're saying spring.
It was posted like today.
Exactly, Ryan, right there. Like with food and music, we all have different tastes. As long as they enjoy it, it's all good. I'm right there with you, man. Just because I don't like, I don't know. I was gonna say Mexican food, but that would be a total lie.
You love Mexican food.
Is there? I'm trying to think of like food that I don't like. Just because I don't like seafood doesn't mean that I don't think you should eat seafood. But I actually don't think you should eat seafood because it's low key like.
Seaspiracy.
Yeah, because of seaspiracy. All right, seafood's not a good example. It's actually like really awful to eat. Apparently, fish. It's like awful.
Watch Seaspiracy.
Yeah, watch Seaspiracy. You got somebody across the table from me that loves her sushi. No longer eating sushi. All right. I know it says spring. Yeah, it's definitely not spring. All right, why is there color imbalance? There's no color imbalance. All right, some things just happen organically. Try to balance it. Try to push this too hard can cause bigger problems. Yeah. Mana accumulation works. The defensive heroes gain mana for each troop that hits them with combos. The amount of mana diminishes. Each match, the combo defense team gets a bit of mana at the end of each turn. Yep. Will there be more attention in 3-4 stars? We always aim to have them, especially for story seasons. However, there's currently no plan to add more than what we have at this point. So that means probably there's no more that are being added into... I'm curious what salmon Loki tastes like. That's pretty funny. I know, technically summer doesn't start in another 3 days. It's a good point. So no, it's funny that they mentioned this. This was the one thing that I thought would be a really good option. Especially right now, like they need to be adding more season 1 heroes that are only obtainable in season 1 through training camps or through regular pulls. They need to do that. I think it would be a smart idea for them. You would get more people using training camp 20 and pulling in there, and you would be more likely to be pulling. So I think that they need to add more season 1 heroes. Screen frozen? Oh.
No, we're good.
Nope, it is frozen.
But you weren't doing anything.
No, but it was all the way up at the top. Thanks, I appreciate it. What's the design reasoning choice behind releasing a slow minion creator, nor when Bear Freya creates strong minions at fast speed? High level. Always aim for variety instead of pure race for ultimate powers, so slower heroes must also be in the game. Though not everyone will be optimal, of course, we try to buff these heroes later. Very important not to do the buff via speed up. If the players see it as an only option, this way we'd end up with only fast heroes in the game, which is boring. I agree with that sentiment, but they just Nor is complete trash compared to Bear and Freya. So they'll fix Nor. That's kind of one of those things as to why I've always said keep your heroes, because you never know when they're going to buff a hero and it becomes relevant. When making new heroes, have you considered making unique skill heroes instead of pumping their powers insanely? No, insanity. Insanity? Oh, I can't read insanity. That looks really weird for some reason. Oh, instead of pumping their power to insanity. Alright, I can't read. We actually aim for that a lot, but unique skills are actually often perceived by players as being less useful as they ultimately may be, since, well, they're unique and often less direct in use. So it's pretty common to get really negative feedback from unique skills, but it's a balancing act. We always try to aim to have one or more new events in the hero sets. Have you considered retraining hero costumes since only one is needed for an unlimited number of heroes? Interesting idea. Not something we've considered yet, but we'd be hesitant to add further complexity to costumes. It took a long while to get players accustomed to them as they are. It's true. Are there plans to update the daily summon portal? When will season 2, 3 heroes be added to it? Daily summons is something we're probably not touching, which goes against what I recommended to them. Did we freeze again? No, we're good now. I think that was an old one. Not touching, but summon events for season 2 and older challenge events are something that may be changed next year. There's just so much more new things in play. We don't soon to have a place for them. How things are usually run, so something may change there in the next year. What's a hero that you thought would hit off well, but the player base ended up ignoring? Norns is one that we knew was a niche hero suitable for a specific situation, but never really hit off. Yeah. At the time, I made the design where we were a lot of defensive teams that had purple or yellow tank accompanied by 2 flanks of the opposite element, so I wanted to make a hero that was really good in those battles. Sadly, when Norn came out, the meta had shifted, and there weren't too many of those teams in fight and raids. Interesting. Considering the high amount of support for adding 4 Atlantis event, etc., Heroes of the Academy, could this be on the table? We're adding more 5 stars to Hero Academy in version 39, including Rana, Yunin, and Ra. There are currently no plans to add rare epic heroes into Hero Academy. What hero you thought wouldn't be popular ended up being in the meta? Wilbur, definitely one of those popularities. Surprised me? Why did that surprise you? Literally, when Wilbur came out, I knew instantly that this character was insane. It made it so you got huge defense. You also shared damage, and you gave them shared damage. Yeah, Wilbur's insane. How did you not figure that out? Yeah, you try to make making it so that all the heroes, it hitting all heroes was a bad thing, when in all actuality it's a really good thing. That's funny. I just wanted to try a new twist on existing mechanics. Season 2 were probably the first heroes I ever worked on, partly because I wasn't so familiar with the game. So something more recent was Bara. I knew that it's a good hero, but couldn't see it prominent becoming raid defenses. The only reason why Bara is good is because she removes your mana. That's it. Plans to improve troop leveling. A good one. This one is almost always a quality life thing that kind of makes sense to address at some point, but is also mentioned really seldom, so just really low on a priority discussion. We did want troops to be really slow to level up, avoid need for more powerful complexity to them. Working okay from that viewpoint, but yeah, we'd probably have time to look this up, probably tune up things nowadays. Will there ever be an actual fix to the duplicate 5 stars? I don't know why this question took 30 questions to finally reach it. We have been discussing this here. It's definitely not an easy one to solve, but we have some ideas. Ooh, that's promising. So we're just going to table it for another 3 years. All right. Are there any plans to extend the range of heroes that can go out to TC20? I don't know why you haven't done that. There are currently no plans to extend the range of heroes that can go out to TC20. Plans for additional to Academy, of course. Why not just do TC20 and give us more resources and able to... Okay. You're so stupid, Priz. I hate you, Priz. I'm not even reading that. Are there any plans to refresh the game and update its different aspects? We love to do a ton of this, as mentioned already 7 times before, but new events and new content are the things that matter the most for a lot of players. No, they matter the most for you and your bank account. And that pretty much always dictates our priorities. #money. Yeah, really hoping we'd get to do this quality life every now and then, but since it's so clear that new stuff is the thing that works so many of the players, what? It doesn't work for the players, it works for you guys. We simply cannot ever do less of new stuff, which can be very easily be the case if we start focusing on updating older aspects. I don't know, how about a new stuff to where we actually have something to do with our duplicate heroes? What's the source of inspiration for ideas in new seasons? It's super varied. The keyword just to make things that we haven't done yet possible after everything looks just very organic. We also often look at fresh spins on familiar stories and themes instead of completely original themes. Since that kind of ensures we have a clear goal for our artists, completely original themes have a higher chance of requiring more alterations, time to develop, and worst case, end up less exciting than intended. But we try to make this up as well. Trying to replace Zero. Good try. They have some ideas. Derek, don't worry. They've had some ideas on that for 4 years. That is not like... That is not new, Derek. That's been their standard answer for the last 4 years. How do you measure the success of a new feature? We look at the money. I don't even need to read the rest of this. We look at both player feedback and engagement metrics. Engagement metrics is money. So it's good to understand that while we can get a lot of negative feedback from something, we may also see that players engage really strongly with this feature, potentially vice versa. This kind of means that we're pretty cautious about acting on a single metric. How long does it take to develop a new season for EP from a concept to production, and how large the project team works on such an initiative? Can't really say exact team size, but we're still a very small company, 60 plus working with 2 games, having a sizable portion of people doing other equally important things other than the feature development. But yeah, it's a handful of people working for about half a year, also working on all the other features we need during that time. How about explain? Yeah, I know, expanding the base. That's like very basic to me. I don't know why they haven't done that. Seems like a good idea. Okay. When are we able to see our defense replay in war tournaments? Will it be possible one day to see live or replay how our defense perform in wars? We're working on this. Interested. Not the highest priority, but it is very requested. This one may get partial support first. More accurate info on defense, etc. first, then evaluate how feasible the actual replay is. Interesting. How do you plan, if ever, to implement, they don't, features, events which would enrich the game from a standpoint of activating more heroes at once? Currently, 80% of the heroes we own sit on the bench. Yeah, they definitely need to do that. Something set up to where they have multiple teams in one fight. I think they need to have that set up. I would say that's probably the next progression. I haven't even read what they're going to say, but I would say that that's probably something that they should entertain and should probably do. More heroes at once as a single battle is an interesting request, actually, but since I'd be definitely not straightforward to do, and possibly some very real unforeseen negative effects, this one hasn't been discussed exactly in this form. We do aim at all time to provide more user for a wide range selection with event rules and possibly with some upcoming features, but we also acknowledge that this is not as simple either. Well, I'm completely wrong, but they need to do that. Especially for people, I mean, their band-aid fix to that is to have the limit breakers, which are going to be released to where you're just going to be investing into the same heroes. With new standard content being added to the game, everyday events, will new. Okay, we'd love to see answers refreshing the game earlier. We'd really like to add a new tier of everyday quests, add a wider selection of higher tier titans at some point, for example. We have a bunch of trials for emblems. Has more trials been considered? Not at the moment. The weekly cadence of the current trials seems to work well. What are you laughing at?
It's trying to replace 0.
Oh, you just saw that? Yeah.
Yeah.
How many event seasons can they stack into this game?
I have the same question as he does.
What? How many events?
Brian, yeah.
Oh, they stack. God, there's so many.
Just your sheet for all the heroes and stuff. It's insane.
That's not thing. You should look at our calendar. I'll show you the calendar in a second.
That's insane, though.
All right, so not at the moment. Climb the raid that gives no additional prize of any kind at the end of the future. A good question. We're not planning anything for at this moment. We did try a fairly simple monthly leaderboard challenge and puzzle combat and gain theoretically a point of quality life. We could have something similar in Empires and Puzzles, be demand for it in time to develop it. Are there any plans to change the pre-villains challenge events back to 10 stage difficulty? Good question as well. We did plan to do this, but simply did not have time to go through the balancing old events. Let's see what happens next year. Why is the Alliance part of the Mythic Titans not percentage based on top single hit total damage? We wanted to emphasize the Alliance part of the leaderboard to give a reason for top alliances to go for the number 1 spot. Personal leaderboards, we wanted to go big reward top players instead of a few best performing. Why are Valhalla Forever bonuses nerfed so much compared to Atlantis Rises? As we have more seasons in the game, initial bonus for Atlantis Rises were actually noticed to not be sustainable for the game economy, if active too many days per month. So, as with all the nerfs, we make a difficult decision, but ultimately if we start to see any aspect of the game start negatively impacting the entire game, we obviously have to do something what's best, which I think that was smart. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate that. You're gonna head out. All right, cool. I appreciate it, Derek. See you, man. Balance. Man, this is pretty long. Okay. I didn't know what I was getting into. All right, let's go pick and choose some questions. Unless, guys, let me know in the chat. Should I read through all this and give my perspective? Is this good? Are we liking this? Okay. How do you choose heroes to balance such nerfs? It's all in-game metrics, usage, win rates, so on. So we obviously play the game and listen to player feedback, but to be impartial and effective, I'd say it's best to just make sure look at the facts. We never intended any single hero combination of heroes to dominate the meta, but if proof of this happening starts to be undeniable, which needs a lot of data, we must consider the next moves. For the latest balance round, which went live version 37, the heroes were chosen based on their win rates for both raid attack and defense, our simulation results, usage and raids, and player feedback. What's up, Mimi? All right, you're liking the insight? Okay, perfect. I just wasn't sure if this was boring or not. Okay. Thanks, Mimi. I appreciate that. How does SG plan to address the power creep? Quite simply, really. We aim to have a very controlled power creep, How is that very controlled? Which means the new heroes have to be desirable, thus, on average, somewhat more powerful than the older heroes. But this is a big one. We also want a wide, varied pool of older heroes possible to be viable for long as possible. Is there any possibility for Teleria and Vila to be de-nerfed since it wouldn't be as OP in the current meta? See the answer on the metrics earlier. We only nerfed these heroes after the data proved without a doubt that they were really way too effective, as it were. And we nerfed them as little as possible, but not enough to make a difference. So I'd say we're not safe with the de-nerf yet. We're actually super cautious about these things, like handling highly explosive materials. That one just frustrates me. How do you envision filling the gap between new players and old players? Thanks to from our point of view, very mellow power creep in the game. We've not had to really think about this before this year, but this is now something that we have on the agenda. We do not know the scope of the things needed for this, but it would be interesting at least to see what could be done to make the path for new players a bit easier and or faster. It's not going to happen. Because unfortunately, whatever option you have will be very cheaty to the rest of the community. What are the plans for keeping the game free to play, cheap to play friendly? With each year, there's much more to add, there's much more to do and less catching up mechanics. See the answer to the previous question. We haven't had a pressing need to address it earlier, but we are now discussing it. Interesting. Any plans to have a big number of buffs coming? We haven't decided when the next balance change will go live, but we will keep making changes to the hero balance, so stay tuned. Can you balance any heroes regularly, say every 3 to 6 months? Not just to touch the heroes that make profit. Let's balance the entire game. Here I'd like to return points made earlier. The need for hero variety and the need for new heroes to be somewhat desirable. So we cannot even out the heroes in general too much, because that means you won't spend. And also we cannot allow older heroes in principle to outrank the new arrivals. I don't know. That would help out the free-to-play, cheap-to-play community. Based on what does the development team decide on heroes should be buffed, nerfed, there are some heroes who desperately need some love. Inari, Thorn, Perseus, yep. I agree, all 3 of those need some serious love. Yet they're never included in any balance changes. Why? As Tim mentioned before, we use metrics and hero play feedback on what heroes are buffed. Many of the heroes mentioned here have been in talks to get buffs, but there have always been heroes that have had bigger need for buffs than them. No. Inari's been kind of trash for a while. She's only good right now. Thoth has been trash since the beginning. So is Perseus. So, yeah. Are there any plans to increase 4-star Ascension mat drops or increase the rates? Nope, not really. As long as max Ascension for heroes stays as it is, probably not touch this again. Very safe with the game economy. That being said, we move to the endpoint of hero power growth onward. Then we also look into this. During the years, we've added more and more places to obtain. That is true. All right. Please look at the ham cost for emblems, level, HA, Hunter's Lounge, all that good stuff. Prefer to find new uses for iron instead of adjusting the old ones. Careful, the conversation idea sounds cool though. Yeah, new players are literally never going to catch up. There's no way that they could catch up. There's no way. Unless, I mean, they spent like 10 grand. Lots of forgotten heroes, Thoth, Guinevere. Yeah, I mean, they could definitely adjust some of those. Thoth, I mean, it's just always been bad. Like Captain Sargasso, he's pretty bad too. I'm actually going to make a video on that. How do you decide which quality of improvement to implement? One that doesn't impact our money. Oh, okay, sorry. The ease of implementation and the amount of requests are 2 things that matter here. It'd be great to do a quality of life that is actually needed by many players that is not prohibitively complex to develop. There's lots of things you could do with multiple polls on 5 stars, but whatever. We've now tested a few quality of life requests in EP, actually first in puzzle combat since we've had a bit more development bandwidth there. Let's see when we have the time to bring them over to EP. What are some of the promised 2021 sneak peeks? I think we did shift to focus a bit more this year in events than anticipated initially, but working on one more detailed raid results and possibly replay. Okay. We got this. We got the stage counter in first, adding into PC. On PC, puzzle combat. On puzzle combat, we added the possibility to swap between similar construction training buildings, but we didn't know when we get to do that in EP. We have detailed plan for legendary hero duplicate use feature. All right, we have a detailed plan for the legendary hero duplicate use feature. But that one won't go into development until late this year. That's really, really good news, guys. There's probably going to be some more, though. Oh, and the friendly raids, that's definitely a big thing that we added to this. Formations, that's also here. Something that we could mention is for what we consider quality of life, it's pretty much anything that players have requested or have thought of that does not directly add something new to the game, but is considered hero development or collection. It's not related to the gem item economy, but it's not a bug fix. We actually do not consider legendary hero duplicate feature quality of life at all, really. Since it's a new thing, it should have been implemented way before. That's what I said. That directly affects hero collection in the game economy, and therefore it gets separate development, track, budget, and business goals, things which quality of life are excluded from. Interesting. Friendly Alliance rating, on the other hand, was clearly marked as a thing that has no business goals, really, because you turned it into a business goal by forcing people to pay to do it. Won't really affect the game economy. It really just a cool thing that's been requested several times. Raid formation is the same. It's been asked by players. Felt like a really neat thing to test if we get it working. Luckily we did. It was actually a pretty big undertaking to make sure the balance is still good enough with the active and everything works under the hood and so on. Since the sneak peek post from EP on the 26th, there's been a high volume of player wishes wants for inclusion under the umbrella of quality of life from all ideas and suggested posted by players in the forum this year. What's your feedback? Tim, here the same applies. We've definitely read these and even scoped the work for ones that could fit the game, but the work on the new content features has been higher priority because it makes us money. The practical example is Season 5. We've already needed to start work on that soon. Interesting. So, they've got a Season 5. What are often asked improvements that you simply won't implement, would it being the reason behind it? Well, one example is the possibility to collect all food and iron and so on with a single tap. That's a thing that I'd never want to have in the game, with simply the reasoning that this extra bit of daily work is really part of the game flow and function. The short time you spend collecting the resources is not that much and makes it engage more with your base more. Another much trickier one is hero trading between players. This one could spend a long time discussing, but I think it's enough to say that even very early in development, we realized that this was one will be off the table and basically not up for debate. So, good news is they're trying to figure out a way to duplicate heroes, which should come at the end of this year. And the whole idea of you trading is not going to happen. All right. Yeah, Margaret got the buff for Nari. Thos, Sagarso. Yep. Got a buff, not made a difference. Still don't know how hero power plays into the game. What are you able to appreciate? Stefan, it's pretty much, it's funny. Hero power has literally doesn't really do anything. From my understanding and my guess is it has something to do with the amount of attack, defense, and health probably added together in some sort of percentage form, and it dishes out a number once it's maxed. That's my guess on hero power. I don't know the mathematical equation behind it, but it doesn't really have anything specific to do with the character itself. Should get rid of Season 1 heroes from other season summons. We don't want to collect season pulls Bolt Bane all the time yet. New heroes being introduced every month. What are the plans to give us additional hero space? Yeah, that's, I don't know. Maybe you should do that. At the moment, we don't aim to change the core functionality here, really, because I have to spend 600 gems to add 5 spaces, and you don't think that that's an issue, and you are releasing brand new heroes? I don't. This one, Tim, you're a dummy. Additional hero space can be a purchase and should be affordable. Well, it's not. That being said, we do have to check at the cost itself stays sensible. Why? When we set the initial prices, we didn't really know the game would get so big. We had around 100 heroes then. Now we have nearly 350. Yeah, maybe you should adjust it, Tim. Tim, have you thought about that? You just answered your own question and why that might be an issue. Idiot.
Baby, calm down. That is okay. It's going to be okay.
What is the current status of doing something to address the problem of duplicate 5-star heroes? The Hero Academy is useful, but once you get most of the Season 1 heroes, it becomes weekly recyclable trade-in system, somehow enhance the heroes. Yeah. As mentioned, we have been discussing and planning something for this here. You've been doing that for 4 years. Do note, as mentioned earlier, the trade-in system between players is not something we'll have in the game, but otherwise, this should provide a reliable way to get new benefits from duplicates. Stay tuned. I can't wait. You can take your 5-star duplicate and turn it into a 3-star trainer hero. In a game where a lot of our time is spent, you know what's funny, guys? Actually, I think the biggest reason why they haven't done this is because they know that is like potentially the straw that breaks the camel's back. Like we've been told for so long, something will get done. I hear you. And then when they actually find that thing that they hear you on, it's either going to make people okay enough to still play the game, or it's going to just piss off so many players. I don't think anybody would be excited about any of it because it's taken so long and it's been such a long drawn out process that I don't see that there's ever going to be a net positive out of that because it's been such a long drawn out process. But I could potentially see that, they do it to where, you can convert your 5-star, spend 300 gems, and you can convert your 5-star into a 3-star trainer hero. And people will just be like, I'm good. They should just give people 5-star hero spots whenever they release a new event or season. Yeah, they haven't fixed that at all. And they should just give more people hero spots. I don't know why they're so greedy about it. Like, I don't get why that's a greedy thing. Why not give us more spots or have it reasonable to actually expand your spots? Because that will make us want to spend more and collect more heroes. Yeah, I know. Okay. All right, you have 308, just hit 2 years playing the game. 2.5 years, you've got 174. Okay. In game, there were a lot of time spent on auto farming. Yeah, they should definitely fix this. Specifically, no. No, not specifically no. Purely theoretically, a speed-up option for farming gameplay could be something considered for quality of life, but I think the effort required to make it foolproof kind of pushes it really low in the likelihood of getting selected. I just won't farm. Alliances, Wars, and Titans. My idea is every 55-star dupe sacrifice your alliance can give a town alliance new farm pot. Yeah, right. Yeah, just over a year. Oh, you've only been here for a year? 332. I don't know. How much am I? I'm up to... I don't even know what I'm at right now. A lot. Yeah, when they love... Yeah, we should get 5 instead of 1. Yeah. I'm not even like a hero hoarder. I just... When you think of it, he just said that they've got 350 that they're up to. And you don't want to get rid of all your heroes. So you're in a position where you have to have a bunch of slots. People with cheap farm, what do you mean by that, Spirit Life? Alright, so Alliance Wars, Titans. I have no complaints, however, I do wish to ask if 15-star Titans will ever become reality. I understand we have Mythic Titans, which is great, but when your alliance has reached plateau... Yeah, these are quite higher on our quality of life list, and really something I'd hope we get to tackle next year. Absolutely nothing against this, we've discussed it. More important matters that have always delayed it one step further. Alright, so we're going to get higher level Titans. Do you plan to introduce 3 and 4-star Alliance Wars? Probably not so much. Interesting. The idea is cool, though. It would definitely shake things up in the routine. We have to look into this more in detail. If they were smart, they would do that, because that would force people to add emblems to the 3-stars and 4-star heroes, rather than just adding emblems to 5-star heroes. And you'd have more pressure from your alliance to add emblems to your other heroes. From a business standpoint, that would be a really good decision on their end. Sorry, I'm going to take my 1,000 pounds of supplements. Yeah, literally every game you play has a speed up option, right? Gemstone Legend has one sponsor. I'm not saying anything, Matt. Some people use an app that farms. Oh yeah. Oh, did it freeze again? I don't know why it's doing that. It's weird. That's the first time I've seen that.
Did you break your phone, baby?
I think I broke my phone.
Don't cry about your gummies.
What's up, Team Ground Baking? Yeah, what Dalton said. I have heard that they've banned people from doing that. All right, are there plans to build out a friendly intra-alliance raid system more? We have a few quality of life items we'd like to do for our friendly raiding, but as mentioned many times, these can get a long time before getting into the game. Why allow alliances with 1 to 5 members? Too many alliances leave empty short players. An alliance should be a minimum of 8 to 5. I can't remember exactly why we did this. I think it would fall under the quality of life in a way. It could be that the best minimum indeed would be something else than what we have. I just have to do some research and analytics to confirm the assumption. It's a good question, though. We may look at this in the future. We have an element-specific rare titans. Are there any plans to add rare titans that have a bonus drop chances of tome blades? Good question, suggestion. This one as well. We haven't had a major chance to look into major titan changes for a long time, but we'd like to expand the rare titan selection at some point. This could be a very logical thing to add. Interesting. Cool, man. I'm glad you caught me live too. Raiding teammates is a great addition. Small flaw. Is there any way to add a war game feature to these raids that would allow players to truly test their defense and see what happened? Whoa, that's a much bigger ask than one probably realizes. It'd be automatically assigned as being a really expensive quality of life feature when compared to many others. Okay. So you're not going to be able to raid anybody into hordes or super fast. Not happening. Test it on your alt account in AL since it sucks. Click over and over. Next day I got an in-game email warning. Wow. Interesting. Good to know, Dalton. Lastly, are there new ways to play more with your alliance mates being worked on? I think it's mainly why we all stay because of our friendships we've made throughout the game. War is fun, as we can cheer each other on. Mythic Titan's good and all. However, there needs to be more levels of rewards in that team aspect. We're working very soon on a variation of the challenge event called Alliance Event. So that's one thing. In general, we absolutely agree on the notion. That's why the Alliance Event was something we already did for Puzzle Combat. Now we want to have an EP this year. Yeah, it'll be great to add on still more Alliance activities and functionality. So when you think about quality of life, especially more expensive features, their Alliance and socially shared content goes really high there. Interesting. Yeah, I think that people have found a way to kind of not be so, I don't know, known about it. But I don't know. I personally don't know Spirit Life. I have seen people get banned for that, though. Buildings. Can we expect more buildings? Solid question. We've been a bit quiet on the new buildings for a while. Duh. We've done some work already on the expedition building, but wrapping that up. Interesting. All right, so there's going to be an expedition building. But wrapping that up probably goes next year. Similarly, we have something cool already done for a museum, which was called a casino. They had a building called Casino, which you guys don't know about it, but I ended up seeing what was called a casino. And I'm pretty sure that that's what they're calling a museum. I'm fairly sure that's not going into the game this year, but they have plenty of plans here. Often quite huge or super huge, but pretty much all of these things side for the moment. I'm really hoping to get some of these next year. Stronghold. This is the only building that should be built but cannot be entered. Why, for example, the storyline and other useful information. We've had some plans related specifically to this. It'd be super logical to get access to some fun stuff storyline. So yeah, stay tuned. Interesting. You vote that they add War Replay, which we'll watch. I think that they're going to do that. I think what they're going to do is they're going to give you an example as to what heroes were left over after the match. I think that that's what they're going to end up doing. Yeah, they definitely did that, Ryan. All right. Why would you choose to let us upgrade 3 on 4 for food storages to advance in 3 to 5, iron storage 1 on 4, so on, and not upgrade all of them? Who says we've reached the maximum stronghold level yet? If we increase that, we'll increase the max of advanced storages. Yep. Are there any plans to improve the Hero Academy, provide better value players, such as adjusting the odds, legendary training, changing some of the less popular options, make them more useful, or allowing buildings to run 3 functions at the same time, similar to Alchemy Lab? Not specifically, no. I know that this has been a major ask for a lot of players, but we just have been very careful with the economy of the game and giving better value in this sense. Be more effective for free collection of heroes is something very risky for us to try to do. Resources and items. Have you thought about reset coin to give mats back on a hero? We've had a bit of discussion. Super reset tokens. Actually, at some point, we ultimately did not take it further, but who knows about the future. We've been looking at some ideas for very useful things that this would be a pretty cool idea as well. That would be a great idea. Emblem conversion. Had a bunch of emblems, want to convert them from one class to another. This hasn't really been mentioned before. Theoretically, it would be a similar track as some of the things that we have in the Alchemy Lab, I'd say. So probably not as straightforward as we'd like, but yeah, it makes sense to have a way to convert utterly excessive emblems to another type. Another thing we'd look at first thing, quality of life, basically a good topic. And a possibility that gnomes can be found in Valhalla forever can drop coins. Most likely not. We want to keep changing the formula to be a bit between the seasons, as noted earlier in Atlantis Residence that the president does not quite work when it's used elsewhere. Be cool if they could unlock something in game that gave us access to real life collectible like Pokemon cards. Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting. I doubt they would ever do that though. Beta player feedback. They keep saying they're worried about the economy, but the economy needs to be boosted in your opinion. The game economy is way too slow. Yeah, I agree. Player feedback. Beta player feedback. What feedback from player has been most helpful in making changes prior to full releases? There's a lot actually. For the heroes, we get a solid second line of defense when we combine the beta feedback from our simulated results. If we do bigger all new events or features, the beta feedback is super valuable in making sure the feature is understandable, balanced, and bug-free. It's really just hard to see some of the issues ourselves, especially when we're familiar with the features when developing them. Do beta testers or feedback community's opinions here or the forum have any impact on the development? Yeah, the beta does a lot. As mentioned earlier, we use it basically to confirm if something's good enough to be released and often go back to the drawing board when things, in my opinion, strongly point that way. Do note that there are some economy and game direction related things that we do not need to move onward with the chosen strategy, even if the community opinion would be in favor of it. But it's super valuable to give a clear indication of this beforehand as well. As you see, we've adjusted even our strategy based on the findings here. Yeah. I love the global beta raid formations. Would love to see more global beta down the road. We'd like to see more come up. The global beta was indeed really great. It allowed us to focus on just the right things for finishing the feature, and a relatively safety habit, kind of a test phase, made it a lot of our work so much easier. We definitely hope to have more in the future. Why are the developers keen to introduce features like limit breakers, which 80% of the people polled here feel negatively about? Interesting. As mentioned before earlier, there's some features where overall direction is in a way set in stone beforehand, or at least in a sense that we know where we need to end up in the long term. But there simply is a fairly high chance that the players do not see the steps along the way as we do. Limit breakers is a very clear example of this. We have evaluated what we must raise the maximum evolution cap, so to speak, of heroes at this stage of the game life cycle, and thus have set as a non-debatable goal. Don't care, we're going to do it anyways. There's a lot of feature itself we need to test out, most likely adjust once it's live, and the beta feedback did inform us of the pain points, definitely, but in this case, we've realized that we'll learn exactly what needs to be adjusted only when it's played on a large enough population, aka we're only going to listen when all the community is deciding to not play the game. They should have a reward free lunch with Petrie. Yeah, I've been waiting for that. With the actual value feedback, yeah. Was he able to test the circus heroes? If so, do I think that they are too strong? The circus heroes, no, I didn't think that they were too strong. They weren't too strong. They seemed too strong on paper, but I did get a decent amount of defensive hits into it. There's a couple that I think that were stronger than others, but I didn't think it was end of the world. Limit Break should only go on 3 and 4 stars. It's going to be tough free to play. Yep, I agree, Aaron. Why do the game designers keep forcing content out which nobody of requests or ignores the innumerable features that players do want and repeatedly ask for? As mentioned earlier, of the content we decide to focus on is informed by the patterns we see in the entire player population when looking at how to keep the majority of the players engaged over a long time. This does not necessarily always align with the feedback we get from the players, and there we often must rely on the science and the business parameters. It's funny. Must rely on the science and business parameters? Okay, it's a good way of saying it. I get that you don't like it. We don't care. We're going to focus on our money. Okay. If you will, instead of focusing on the individual opinions, it's not individual when everybody's saying it. We may, for example, see that if we do not have enough new, sufficiently power enough heroes and events introduced at a regular enough pace, the players as a group start to lose interest in things. Or maybe the opposite. When you introduce too many heroes at too strong pace, you get less interested in it because it feels like a money suck. Because it is. And this may be a much stronger reaction to what we see whenever we do something more quality life centric. So these things affect our priorities heavily. We'd love to focus on certain things. Most of us play the game still actively every day, and we have no special developer accounts or anything. But there is a burden of knowledge where we, nearly daily, have to remind ourselves that in order of importance to ensure we have to have a really solid roadmap for years ahead. Personal. Do you play the game? Yeah, you just said that. Yeah, I play EP and PC both daily, not super duperly active, so just all the Titan Wars, important quests, and so on. Still takes a chunk of every day. I run with a fairly low-key set of legendaries. Still got Vivica costume, though, in my lineup. Personally, like luck as a gameplay element, so I've been really happy with Rumpelstiltskin and Hell. Interesting. Who was that from? Tim? Okay. I summoned her all the way back when she was the first hero of the month. Yeah, I've got none of the top-tier meta heroes. I've got plenty of limited monthly summon budget, but that's okay. While I can't really compete in the meta, super wide roster of all kinds of stuff works really great in tournaments, which I really like. I'm currently taking a small break from playing EP, as I've been playing lately super busy with development work. For my own roster, my favorite heroes include Anatel, Marjana costume, Sartana costume, Tyr, and Kunjin. Anatel has one of my favorite special skills in the game, so very happy summoning her. Lately, I've been enjoying raid tournaments as a lot, as a large bunch of those epic heroes. Why are people quitting too many heroes and too much time to spend? Yep. Curious about Tim and Joel's as people. Who are you background? All right, so I've got a game artist background. I've been in a lot of projects, good and bad, in my 20 years plus in game development. These kind of things affect EP as well. We've got a hero art set up super quickly at the start of the game development because I really, really dislike a failing game product. It just means everybody is super sad. I'm probably more eager than many to make a hard or unpopular design calls as long as it ensures the game stays alive. Otherwise, just a regular family guy who likes pizza, video games, and action movies. Joel. My background is in programming. I went to school that offered a program on game development. As an MBA graphics programmer during our game design courses. One of the teachers said to me that I should do a game design instead. I gave it a go, and that's what I've been doing the last 5 or 6 years. So I'm still in the early years of my career in games. I started working in EP at the beginning of 2018. Been a great experience in my free time. I spend time. My wife and kids play games and run a lot too. What's the biggest constraint you had dealing with developing Empires and Puzzles? We haven't really had constraints as you might think. Anything we've mentioned earlier related to prioritization and so on, always necessary at all schedules and deadlines we have are entirely our own making. They just help keep focused on keeping us taking up more work so we can handle. We're a small team, but that's really the only constraint. Not really. We just still be really nimble instead to choose from what to concentrate on. Man, I'm reading a lot today. From a general staff point, are your feelings towards the game and community different from the early days? Well, for me, it's pretty much the same, of course. The success was awesome surprise and a dream come true early on, but the game was from the get-go intended to be something that could be built on for years to come, and still personally designing and looking at things from the very same perspective as I had 4 to 5 years ago. How to ensure we have something new in the game that's good enough, soon enough, developed easy enough, so that we always have contingency plans for both good and bad occasions. I don't know. What are you doing right now? Don't make me turn that camera. What are you doing?
People are...
You're filming me. I am agreeing to being filmed on this and agreeing to being filmed on this, but that one, I don't give consent.
This says you give consent to be filmed on my phone, so...
Fair enough. I'm like sweating. I'm sweating. The game froze.
Cool.
Nobody told me. What is this? Okay. What season was the hardest to create? Season things probably are a bit easier now since we know it's different enough from the previous season. I mean, season 2 was something where it's still a bit of uncertain, but we really needed season 3. So now that we see that, yeah, we should definitely have a season for each year. It's more of just choosing a theme and making sure we stay in the idea there. Just so that'd be nice to nice and fun, then come up with the next one. Season 3 was really solid since the Norse mythology was so vast, but I wanted to avoid the obvious with season 4. Thus, a bit more eccentric mix of Jules Verne inspired characters. Season 5 is going to be a bit more familiar in some ways. You'll see later this year. Interesting. It's going to be Hero Costumes version 2.0. And they're just going to use the same heroes with different pictures. Alright, for me, Season 2 was a big learning experience. Pretty much the first thing I'd worked on when I started EP Team. So in a sense, it was the hardest, still learning, everything worked. Season 3 and 4 were more straightforward. Of course, they had their own challenges. Alright. What's the name of the little dragon? Oh, I never think to call it anything other than Vivica's dragon. That's probably would be a deserved name. Is there a lot to talk about the game life term for mobile games with full rollout of puzzle combat? Do you see any change in focus where you start focusing more on that and reducing new content for EP, or are they independently handled by different teams? They're independently handled by different teams. We actually try to benefit from this fact that we're developing 2 sufficiently similar games next to each other. As for example, the Alliance Quest and EP is only possible this year since we already did a version of that in Puzzle Combat. And similarly, that's where we had a bit more time to test some of the small quality of life tweaks. So yeah, I think this is something where the public perception is not all in line with reality. It's not really even possible to lose any development focus in EP due to PC. Interesting. Could you consider putting some variety into daily tasks which have not changed since beginning EP? As mentioned, it would be great to freshen up the daily quests at some point. That's an obvious one. Hopefully it happens earlier rather than later. And the fact that we've had to start thinking between vast differences, new players and elder players next year, there may be something small results of that. Yeah, we'd love to have refreshing rating, tournament war rules every now and then. Nothing against the idea, just a matter of when we get to these. What were the reasons for raid formations being locked behind Stronghold to level 25 in Hero Academy based on widely available? Just a matter of risk management, really. Even though the feature is liked and the global beta went great, we'd absolutely hate to find out later that the formation somehow made raiding of very, very early players somewhat worse. Interesting. So we erred on the side of caution. Their level 25 may have been a tad bit too high. Just to be safe, we put a limit there. Background music. Make it more varied. Yeah, we would. Just have to basic no people dedication music on our teams, and thus super low priority. Sorry, I'm just going to skip ahead. Story development. Not too much on paper. Alright, what do you feel has been the biggest mistake in the last year, and how would you have dealt with it instead? Well, the mistakes for me tend to blend together into life happens sort of string events. So I always assume these will happen, and we'd learn them quickly. Balancing heroes was quite a rocky for a while, definitely, but introducing occasional heroes that break the balance is, in the big picture, somewhat unavoidable. So last year was a good way to learn to deal with these situations, perhaps faster and more clearly. That's funny. You're just not going to call it out by what it is. Okay. The longevity of this game is dependent on being able to attract new players when older players retire. At the moment, the glut of 5-star heroes, emerald classes, costumes, upcoming limit breaker. What do the developers plan to reduce the chasm and help new players catch up to be able to compete with those who've been playing for 3+ years? The new player path is something we indeed focus on next year, but there's not really much to share yet on it. We haven't decided on the steps yet. At a point, perhaps, to make here is that we got, generally speaking, an exceptionally low degree of players retiring, really, which actually is a reason for us to introduce all the mentioned new features. We really, really want to ensure the players who want to get more out of the game after 4 years can do so. It'd be a terrible shame to lose these players, really, because you've done a terrible job at showing that.
Baby, are you okay?
Do I feel attacked? Yes. All right. How do you decide when ranking is done by top X players, monthly challenges versus percentages? Tournaments for the first time we test out percentages-based rewarding system. Tournament is not the same for every player, unlike as we want all players to have to defend during the tournament. Therefore, going for top 1 spot is something entirely based on what matches you get. So it made more sense for us to have percentage-based. All right. Has the introduction of some sort of pity counter. All right. So, wow. Let's save this for the very last. We've discussed this several times as well and had even some plans pretty clearly lined up. If this would be needed. Do you guys read that, chat? That's so funny. Might be the most important thing, and they saved it for very last. I'm going to read this again. So for you guys that don't know what a pity counter is, a pity counter is essentially if you summon enough times and you don't get a 5-star, there's automatically something in place that will guarantee you a 5-star. It's a pity system. They feel bad for you, so they actually throw you a bone. It's pretty, that's what it is. So they've discussed this several times as well and had even some plans pretty clear lined up if this would be needed. But I think the math and the economics, at least at the time, did not really support this since the end result would not really work as it does in some competing games. That being said, a well-implemented pity counter is absolutely not a bad idea. Who knows if we'll eventually get to it. AKA what they're saying is, we had plans to do it if you guys stopped spending money, but since you guys went back to spending money, we decided that we're just going to keep going about the things. Which is pretty crazy to say because they already decided that they were going to do it because at some point they saw a huge drop in spending. Which is weird because, I don't know, last year I showed you guys the results of the whole no spend moment when I told you guys just don't spend for a month and see what happens. Had we probably extended that out for 2 months, we probably would have a pity system right now. Which is kind of sad and interesting all in one. It's interesting because they've already said that they had it lined up. They were going to do it. But then the math and the economics, at least at the time, did not really support this since the end result will not really work as it does in some competing games. Wow. Interesting. That is wild. All right, so that's that. I know, no spend round 2. Yeah, I know, babe. Do you have the address?
Oh, it was for real that I'm going?
See? Are you scared?
A little bit.
What are you scared for? I just filled the tank too, so you don't have to worry about gas. You're lucky because there was like 21 miles left on my tank.
Oh my god.
Bye. My keys are right there.
That's okay, I have my keys. Why do you do this to me?
What do you mean, why do I do this to you? What, work? Baby, I'm happy to switch. You can go pick up Liv and finish out the stream. Or
I'll
I'll pick up Liv,
the
and you
stream.
can finish out the stream. Do you want to switch? I still have to go through what I decided to stream about, which I didn't expect this. Pity system and likelihood of the new hero instead of repeats. Yep. I know, right, Ryan? Wow. All right, so let's Oh, sorry, chat. Finish my grapes. That was a lot of reading. That was a lot of reading. I know, Patchy, I'm drunk. It is frying. I should just keep the stream going. All right, let me go do this. Oh, this is still frozen. That's cool. Green or purple grapes? Honestly, I'm fine with either. You're pretty much free to play with the exception of VIP. Yeah, I've just pretty much just I don't know. I don't go crazy anymore. I'm done going crazy on mobile games, guys. I did it for a bit. Like, this year was good for me. I don't know. I don't like spending a bunch of money on mobile games anymore. I don't mind spending money. But there's no return. We need more Liv in the little rodent she rescued. That rodent needs to get its cage cleaned. Aaron, I would absolutely do that more if you guys actually watch the stream when she gets home from school. That was like the biggest thing. All right. One. You know what's funny? Does anyone else feel like Garnet never goes off at 3 on her first time? It's always her messing it up. She always only fires off at 1 or 2. What's that? You'll be fine, baby. Thank you. I do know that. I have faith and confidence that you will be okay, my dear. Oh no. That... Oh, this was the person I was facing earlier. She's not the only one. Alright. How many more turns? Yeah, Garnet always finds a way to fire it for us. A spend less, more... less spend, more Oreo, right? What do you add? 3 more turns. One. Don't do it. Thank you. See it from the outside, me on the inside. Don't never let me show. Alright, so after this, I'm going to discuss the brand new heroes. Okay.
Take your words back home, but back away nice and slow. Feel the ebb and flow. Get sucked out.
What's up, Kevin? How are you doing, buddy?
Wonder where you are, 'cause you know it take these things kinda extra.
Felipe, what's up, man? So today you pulled 20 times, only got Mac and Rogamush. Are worthy. Sorry to hear that. 99% of parents would not let her have an opponent. Would not have her let her have that. Why? Keep hearing lots of people quit and so confused that SG would give us a pity counter, right? Speaking of Garnet and Ailment Block, how do I feel about Emilio as a war tank? I think it could work. He might be a little bit too slow. I think Emilio works best with double fire, so more is flanking. So having Gravemaker go off first and then to Emilio. But I think Emilio could work. The thing with Garnet that really helps out is that she also gains life, and she also gains you more life after you can exceed your total. So in 2 years playing the game, you have 271 Titan kill shots. How many do I have? I don't really try and kill the Titan. I have 47 Titan strikes. but I've killed 1,300 Titans. I also don't merc. You're on your own end. I'm doing good, Kevin. You got to dupe Akarog. Nice. Not happy about it. Akarog is pretty sweet. Me and your kids rescued a chipmunk, and the vet said it wouldn't live, but it took it to his saline injections every day, fed it, grew up. Oh, that's so cool. Daddy monk. Good for you, Stacy. That's really cool. Do you have pictures, Stacy? Tell me when it's all done. Take this memories and burn them all one by one. Alright, so let's to keep holding on. Alright, let me Alright, so guys, so I'm gonna go through these new heroes that just came out, and we're gonna discuss them. Okay. What's up, Razor? Oh, the vet has picks. Try to get some. Oh, cool, Stacy. Odin Frigg and more together. That would be devastating. All right. So, you took your 12 and 9-year-old fishing. We caught a 10-inch turtle. Said we. Oh, that stinks. I'm sorry. All right. So we have Hannah that just came out today, as well as Morel, that also came out today. So we got 2 bonus heroes coming out for you to potentially spend your money on. First one, we'll discuss Hannah. She's a druid class. She's part of the underworld family, and her passive is that she starts the battle with mana. This gives 20% mana at the start of each battle, which has been really, really cool that we're seeing with like Professor Lindbrock. Even right now, my Professor Lindbrock with mana troops is actually firing faster than average mana heroes, which is really cool with it being a slow hero. So the starting the battle with 20% mana at the start of the battle is definitely relevant. And it's going to be really interesting to see on a fast hero how fast it is, and it could potentially get passive very fast. So Hannah will, if you put mana troops on her, her first one will be on either 5 or 6 tiles that she will be firing off, which is really amazing. I don't know if it's 5 yet, but it could be. Could be very close to that. If not, definitely 6. So what's interesting too, I don't know if you guys knew this, is that this one's different. That's wild. Okay. So the faster the speed, the faster or the more chance that you have to put an Underwild gem into play, which I don't know if people knew that, but so the faster it is, it's the less likely it puts a character into, or a gem into play. 780 attack, 747 defense, 1433 health. Obviously the stats are really good. She's running at fast speed, deals 215% damage to the target and nearby enemies, summons a golden idol fiend for the target and nearby enemies. The fiend damages the enemy with 43% attack every turn. So we see this with Elizabeth, how annoying these fiends are. She is only dealing damage to the target and nearby enemies, but it still is at fast speed. The golden idol fiend absorbs healing, same as Elizabeth, and disappears when it absorbs max health of 20% of the owner's max health, which I think that's I gotta look at Elizabeth real quick and see the difference. So the Golden Fiend also gives minus 20% attack for its owner for as long as the owner has a Golden Fiend. So with Elizabeth's dealing damage to everybody, putting a Fiend, messing up their mana, and messing it up so they can't get rid of it unless they heal. So let's look at this real quick. 43% attack each turn and 20% Just gonna look at her. So same deal, 43, and then this is actually 28%. So it's gonna have less of the fiend. It'll be easier to kill her fiend than Elizabeth's fiend. And Elizabeth obviously gives the mana generation, which is definitely a factor. Giving the attack down is definitely going to be a factor as well too. 175, you're going to see a similar situation to where this character is going to be used. I do like this character. Elizabeth has been an all-star on defense, so I see it that Hannah will be probably a character that's going to be in play. Now, the thing to consider if you're looking to battle against Hannah, it's super, super important that you know that you can use your minions to battle her out. And I want to tell you guys about the sponsor of this video. It's Raid Shadow Legends. I'd really appreciate if you check out Raid Shadow Legends. They've been sponsoring my stream for almost 2 years, and they're a big reason why I'm able to make a bunch of Empires and Puzzles content. So all you gotta do, you got this cool little nifty QR code up the top right-hand corner. You just scan that with your phone, and you have that availability there. It really would mean a lot to me if you check out Raid Shadow Legends. They've got a whole bunch of different stuff going on. They got a bunch of clans, bunch of heroes, and I think that you guys will really enjoy the game. So do me a huge favor, check out Raid Shadow Legends. In the description of this video, you can click on the link or you can go to that QR code. So with Hannah, with you having minions coming into play, you can cast your own minions to get rid of her minions. Sorry, her fiend. So you can get rid of fiends by putting more minions up. So it's going to be a really interesting scenario where the thing that kind of goes against her is she's in purple. So there's only 2 ways to get rid of a fiend. You can only get rid of it by healing, or you get rid of it by casting your own minions to get rid of the fiend, which requires you to play characters that produce minions. Now, Hannah would be really interesting if she was in a different color, because that way you could run Bera as well as Hannah, which would effectively make it so that they can't gain their own minions and they would just have fiends going on. So there is that potential to where maybe it causes an issue to where if you're running Hannah as well as Elizabeth on your defense, then you just want to make sure you bring minions to get rid of them, and that'll help get rid of it. But overall, I think this is a really cool character. It's gonna be interesting to see how annoying she's gonna be going at fast speed and producing minions on you guys. It's probably gonna be a great character. Okay. And I don't froze. We're good. Oh no, it's frozen. Sorry. I don't know why it keeps freezing today. Alright, so Morel. I love this character. Ranger class, that kind of stinks a little bit, but it is what it is. Same thing here, the Underwild gems, those are reduced for how fast the character goes off. And she has her increased special skill damage. The first time this hero casts a special skill that does damage, additional 30% is added to its power. It's going to be really awesome. Because as you can see, the first time that Morel goes off, she's going to be doing 210% damage to all enemies. Now, when you consider that in comparison, it's very easy to compare her to Frigg, which Frigg is going at fast speed as well, but only dealing 100 damage to all enemies and increasing by the amount of green tiles that are on board, and then also the defense is increasing. I think Morel is going to be a lot more of a consistent damage hitter than Frigg, which is really weird to even be saying. And you could potentially use either one or the other. I don't know as to if you need to use both. There might be an awkward situation where you have Morel go off and then you have Frigg go off. I'm actually really personally excited to be playing with Morel. I did pull Morel, and it allows me to take Frigg off my defense and play with Mother North instead, which we're seeing is really still annoying to be able to revive different stuff. So I'm definitely going to max Morel. I'm definitely going to put emblems. I'm going to try her out on my defense and see how well it goes. But dealing 210% damage to all enemies right off the bat at fast speed. And then they're also getting the 34% defense for 3 turns. Yeah. So I do see that Morel definitely has a potential to get nerfed. So for instance, Frigg maxes out at 244%, where she's going to be doing 210 right off the bat. So almost at Frigg's best is where Morel is going to be firing off initially. And then the defense, you can see this is, again, for 3 turns. Frigg's at 44%, but you're not forced into punishing them and them having green tiles in. So I do, obviously Frigg's amazing. We know how amazing Frigg is, not to mention Frigg is rogue class. I'm not saying that Morel is better than Frigg, but I think that they work together. I don't know if you really want to use them both at the same time. I think there's still something to go out to get that information. But yeah, so I do like Morel a lot. Probably gonna get nerfed. I love the speed, being at fast speed, giving defensive down to all enemies. Obviously makes amazing for offense. Titans, I think I'm still rolling with my Athena, but I could see her taking the place over a lot of Titan players, heroes, and then on defense she's going to be great. So Morel, obviously right off the bat, it's pretty awesome. We'll see what happens with Hannah. That's kind of where we're at. Yep, yeah, using both would override them. Frigg can boost your morale, right? That's funny. So yeah, what do you guys think? All right, so July Hero Month might pair well with Hannah. Is she capable of killing minions? Oh yeah, that's a good point. The only issue, what is she running? She's at average speed, right? I think she's at average speed, right? They could pair well. July Hero of the Month is going to be pretty sweet. We'll see how she comes out. Very interesting hero coming up in July. If you see Odin Frigg on the same team, take Obacon, Boral, Cyprian. It's funny. Urias on a date with Elizabeth sees Hannah walk by. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm not too big on Urias with Elizabeth. I get that obviously the whole Fiend situation happens, but Urias as a whole is just not that very good of a defensive. Okay, not going to spend any more gems this month. Did 40 pulls? Wow. Save them for next month. Yep. So guys, I really appreciate you hanging out and chilling with me. I'd really appreciate it even more if you guys could support me. And the way that you could do that is by checking out Raid Shadow Legends. So I'm going to play a little bit of Raid right now. And honestly, it really, really helps me out by you checking the game out. And I think that you'll really enjoy it. We've got a bunch of people that have been playing Raid Shadow Legends, and they really, really enjoy the game. So if any of this was helpful, you know, me explaining my thoughts and opinions on what's going on with the changes that the devs are proposing, or if this breakdown of talking about the different heroes, kind of that kind of stuff like that, if that's been helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you help me out by checking out Raid Shadow Legends. So like I said, we're going to play a little bit of Raid. And you guys can see that. Okay, oh, not that. Oh, not that. This. All right, so move me over. So you get a whole bunch of free stuff for free. What's really cool is they have these sacred shards. So I'm going to be getting a sacred shard soon. They give you legendary characters for free. As you can see, I actually got this, the Unbowed, just for playing. So they had a whole bunch. They also had another free 5-star Saya the Drake, which is really sweet. So you get this just for logging into the game. And then this right here, I'm really excited about the Sacred Shard, because the Sacred Shards, they actually give you a huge boost in the potential of opening stuff. So you can see this, you get a legendary chance 6%, and then they run events to where you can get double the percentage. So that will go up to 12% on my odds there. So let's go in here. They do have kind of a lot of pop-ups that come in. Oh, I probably should have read that. All right, Drop Fever. So this is really cool. So they have, oh, Shadowkin accessories. Nice. So you've got more potential to get Shadowkin accessories by competing in there. That's really cool. Let's go in. Let me show you. This is like the clan boss. This is what you get for battling it out. All right. Let's go play some music. What would I grade Elizabeth? Huge cannonballs. You're going to see that probably next week. I'm filming it today, so you're going to see that next week. Yeah, Ranger class goes from fast node at 8. Oh, interesting. Also, Tarlak and Miki are featured this month. Oh, cool. You have Cobalt, level 19 on emblems, but I want to change the path. Is it worth it? I wouldn't do it, Stacy. Tempted to do 40 pulls and new heroes, but really want to get Black Knight more. That's your call. In terms, I think that you're going to be happier about getting stuff from this event than maybe potentially getting Black Knight. Black Knight's amazing, don't get me wrong, but Season 4 has so many characters that are really useful. So what I'm saying is, if you don't get Black Knight, you're pissed. If you don't get a certain character, you'll still be okay. I would probably advocate more for doing polls for this event. July Hero of the Month, we'll see how it comes out, Huge. As it is, it's a pretty sweet character. I'm not a big fan. I'm pretty sure it only hits one single enemy, so I'm not a big fan of that, especially for defense at average speed. But we'll see. I'm pretty sure it hits one off the top of my head. I don't remember it off the top of my head. I could be totally wrong. So like I said, guys, if you could do me a huge favor, check out Raid Shadow Legends. The link to play is in the description of this video. I'm also going to, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure it hits one off the top. I'm also going to post the link in here as well too. I don't remember. This really does help me out a ton, guys. Oh. Alright, so I just posted the link right there. Like I said, that gives me huge credit. And check it out. You know what I mean? Tell me if you like it. Tell me if you don't like it. Just let me know your thoughts on what you guys think on Raid Shadow Legends. I think that you guys would really enjoy it. Davana is a nay. We'll see. Thank you, Stacy. The second one to hit that like button. Everybody have an amazing Father's Day. Thanks, Stacy. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Probably on your top defensive heroes, you're thinking? What's that? So the cool thing about this too is the characters I'm using, these are mostly all 3 stars and 4 stars. I don't have any 5-star characters on my clan boss team because the 3 stars and the 4 stars are just that good. So one of the things I absolutely love is that Raid is really cool about giving you options of using characters. Oh, for limit breakers. I'm going to discuss on that for sure. As soon as it's released, Aaron, you will see a video from me explaining what's going on with the limit breakers. In this world. What do you guys think of the limit breakers? You and I. What's cool about this too is there's 2x on the speed, or you can go 1x, or you can turn the info off, or you can turn it off. This shows you what stuff is going on your guys. And it shows a priority, it shows how many turns are left on that too, which is really cool. Shows the status of my guys, what's going on. Be prepared. Nay on the limit breakers. Paul, I'm not megally opposed on the limit breakers myself. I don't think it's end of the world. They have to do something to keep players playing. And unfortunately, they chose this option. It's not the worst decision they've made. Just you and I. Let's go do it. Worried it's another money grab they've been sneaky about. I don't think they're really being sneaky about it. They're just trying to get people to do it. So here's the deal. I mean, in my progression here, I've got too many characters that I don't really need to use. I've got a ton of characters that are leveled up. It's not that big of a deal to be leveling up another character. It gives me something to use my ascension items on. So I do appreciate that. I don't know. Think it'll cause more separation. There's so many more elements that get added to the game, like rating versus each other, being able to watch the attacks. So, I mean, we just went through and we just discussed what their plans are or whatever. It's not off the board. They have something coming up for things that are going to make it better for when you raid against somebody else. They've got rating elements that are going to be added. Got another question. Should it focus on emblems for Costume Caitlyn or Freya, or keep them even? Stacy, you want to focus on the characters that are going to be used on your defense. If you have Costume Caitlyn on your defense, which I highly recommend you do, I would recommend just focusing on Costume Caitlyn. Think limit breaking is going to be cool. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it rolls out. It's going to be a pain in the butt, I think. More in terms of like acquiring the limit breaker stuff, I think is going to be kind of the more annoying part. The mechanic itself, I think, is going to be okay. Yeah, I mean, Custom Caitlyn is just gross on defense. I hate facing Custom Caitlyn. Do you like how limit breakers are elemental, so easier to decide who to level? Yep. Alright, Spider, you need to die, bro. Do you guys think Ioria will get a nerf? No, Razor, I don't. She deals a lot of damage, but she is only running at average speed, and she's not a crazy defensive hero. She's absolutely awesome on offense. So I think she's fine. She's not overly bonkers on Titans. She'll be good, Ioria. Trolling or a real rumor? I've seen someone post emblems may go away. No. Emblems aren't going away. That'd be stupid. Why would they get rid of emblems? That person has no idea what they're talking about. Dude, I have so much life. No problem. Like I said, guys, if you want to help me out, I really appreciate it. If this information has been helpful at all for you, best thing you can do, check out Raid Shadow Legends. I'd rather you do that. I'd rather you download Raid Shadow Legends than donate $50 to me. Simply put. It means more to me that way. I think fighting 5,000 plus defense teams, limit breaker is going to be hard. It's going to be hard, but I don't think it's going to be the end of the world. How about deconstructing max heroes? They already talked about that, Paul. I just read through what the developers are considering. It's not completely off the board, and maybe something that they would do in the future. I wish it was in 4 through 6. Stupid spider always takes so long to die. You don't mark either, but you have a lot of finishing strikes. Nice. Okay, watch from the start later. You came in late. It's all good, Paul. Mostly, somebody told me to read the developer notes because they just did the interview today and released it. So you can check that out. Do I think limit breaking seems like the same as GL tomes? No, it's not. It's completely different. Limit breaking, I mean, I already played with it. So it's essentially just making it so your character can go up to level 85. Whereas the tomes for Gemstone Legends make it so you have a little bit more accessibility to level up your guys. It's going to be different, but it's kind of similar in a sense. It's kind of similar. Now that I mention it, it's kind of similar, but not the same. Because with like Gemstone Legends, you'll be able to get more different types of unique abilities and stuff like that, and that's not going to be the case. You're not getting anything new or exciting. You're just going to be able to level up your guys to level 85. That's what the Limit Breaker is. Oh, this is like...
The seasons come and go like thoughts of you. Like a wave returns to the sea into the blue. They change but in a cycle that I can't lose.
You might limit break Alfreaky. It's not the worst decision. Just like another season. Next year we'll have over the Limit Breakers. Yeah, so my guess is that they're gonna roll their characters out because you're adding 5 levels to it. So I think it's gonna have it to where you can level up your characters up to level 100 eventually, which is just gonna be super hard for new players to even try and catch up. So when I beta test, do the developers give you a separate account or a copy? It's pretty much a copy of your main account that has all of the new resources in that account. So all the heroes, everything like that gets put into your account all the way maxed out to 80. You have access to having pretty much unlimited resources in terms of doing pulls, leveling stuff up, pretty much everything. 6 stars, I don't think that they're going to release 6 stars. I think the closest thing to 6 stars is going to be these Limit Breakers. If they did 6 stars, I think that that would be really bad for the game. Until you find my way season. Quick damage resistance, not bad. Does limit breaking add more emblems? No. It just adds it to it. Alright guys, I'm going to be heading out. I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me today. Again, I'd really appreciate it if you take the time, if you haven't already, check out Raid Shadow Legends. Just try the game out. Let me know what you guys think of it. They've got all sorts of crazy stuff that's going on in the game that I think that you guys would really, really like and appreciate. It's really, really a fun game. And you can also join the line group that's in the description of this video too, so you're not confused or wondering what else is going on. So thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today. We got through a lot. I really, really appreciate all the support. And like I said, if you really want to help me, check out Raid Shadow Legends. I will see you on the next video.